If you haven't heard yet about the Kwite drama, we're going to talk about it here on the Chaz Kurtzman channel. Let's jump into it. And even if you have heard of it, about it or something, stick around and check it out. Kwite's pretty popular with almost 2 million subscribers, and he makes some pretty good videos. And recently, he's been caught up in some drama. There's been some alleged claims on him, and we're going to check it out.
This is my response to several allegations made against me, the most serious of which being that I sexually assaulted a former friend and ex-partner of mine named Orion in Orlando, Florida on February 18th, 2018.
On February 22nd, Orion releases a Twitter statement that says, "I refuse to be silent any longer. Read here." And then he releases a twit longer here, hashtag Kwite, hashtag Kwite fan art. So that way it was a little bit more accessible to all the Kwite fans out there, and they could get the DL on what exactly he did. And shortly after this was released, every YouTuber, well, not every, but a lot of YouTubers out there were taking advantage of this. They were like, you know what? Screw Kwite's side. I don't care. I have a person here that's saying that Kwite did this, and I'm gonna make some money off of it, baby. Let's go. I'm gonna make a YouTube video. I don't care if Kwite's guilty or not. Let's go. Which I do not condone. You definitely need to wait. You need evidence and you need proof. In fact, Kwite had an hour and 31 minutes of proof. And what did Orion have, you may ask? Well, he had a twit longer. And for everything that was said in this twit longer, Kwite had a response. He had proof. He had the motherfucking receipts. The biggest instance here is that they went to the movies, and Orion is saying that, well, Orion said two things. First, Orion said that he had a great time. It was fucking magical, dude. Chilling in the back seat. I had a great time. He told me that, I was amazing, and that he loved me. Here, listen to this audio clip.
Cut to February, where we met up for the second time, and I remember it was February because we went to see Black Panther. It was fun, and I distinctly remember him getting out of my car, but stopping midway and saying, "Just remember, I really care about you," and then closing the door, which made me feel really good because, this was my best friend. We had met up for the second time. He still cares about me.
But then Orion releases in his twit longer that this is not the case. In fact, Orion says that in the back seat of my own car, he raped me. All the while I was telling him how it hurt and how I didn't want to do this anymore. He kept telling me, "This is what you wanted," as he went, but soon got bored of it and got out. Excuse the change in scenery. I just moved into a new apartment, so it sends me mixed signals whenever there's an audio recording of Orion saying that he had a great time, and then there is a written statement of him saying that he was. So it's hard to know what to believe. After reading some of the things Orion said to Kwite, it kind of starts to fall apart for Orion, and what Orion says that Kwite allegedly did begins to not hold up. For example, in the receipts that Kwite showed in his video, it's Orion that is being pushy for the kiss, and Kwite doesn't seem to be that interested. In one of the text messages between Orion and Kwite, Orion insists that if Kwite pays for the snacks, then he will give Kwite a kiss. And Kwite says, "I'll pay for them and dodge your affection." Orion saying, "Nah, you can't dodge the smooch." And then Kwite says, "Dodged your affection." Orion saying, "Nah, you can't dodge the smooch. It will find you, and it will smooch when you least expect it. There is no dodging, only smooch." And then from here, things get even weirder. Orion begins to make fun of Kwite for some very private things he shared with Orion. Orion wanted Kwite to come down south to hang out, and so Orion DM'd Kwite about it, and Kwite said no. Orion's response? "Oh yeah, your penis, no worky." And this was a comment made in reference to Kwite's sexual anxiety, something he shared with Orion, feeling safe and comfortable enough to share this with him. But instead, Orion used it as a weapon to hurt Kwite for him not responding the way Orion wanted. In another DM between Orion and Kwite, Orion seems to get pretty upset that Kwite didn't pick up a Discord call and continues to be pretty aggressive with him. And the situation just begins to keep progressing in this direction until Orion releases the twit longer. To me, it looks like Orion is upset that Kwite didn't want to be his friend, and he maybe wanted to get back at Kwite for that. And since, it's easy to make a twit longer, that's what he did. And this brings me to my point where I think it's important to have some evidence when you're making a claim like this, because you're affecting lives here, and it's dangerous to make false accusations that could potentially change someone's life for the worse, especially if they didn't do it. So with that said, I think it's important for us to really consider and be patient when it comes to these type of allegations, and wait for both parties to give a statement and come at these things with a calm head. I just want to say that Kwite has a tremendous amount of courage for making this video. It's a very well put together video. He was a faceless creator. He didn't even show his face before this, so this is the first time he's ever shown his face on his channel as well. And it brings me back to Orion, who posted his face everywhere, and Kwite didn't want that. He didn't want his face put anywhere because it affected his branding. And Orion, you know, he broke a lot of trust there. He did a lot of bad things to Kwite, and forced Kwite to come out and say some things that he didn't want to have to say, but he had to in order to defend himself. Anyways, I wanted to make a short little video on this. Hope you guys enjoyed, and shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You're a love, love criminal.